everybody, this is Christian here with Chill Tech, and this is our review of the Warcraft movie. Alright, so first things first, I am not a huge Warcraft buff with all the lore and all those things, but I am a fan. I actually played Warcraft 3 way back when it first came out. Okay, so that was 15, 12 years ago, somewhere in there. And now I currently play Hearthstone for the past, I would say, maybe a year or so. So that's the extent of my Warcraft knowledge. Now, this movie is again not based on World of Warcraft, but based upon the Warcraft lore in general. So starting from the beginning, essentially, how all of these races and kingdoms kind of started this whole process. So that being said, how was the story? Well, for me, having that little bit of knowledge that I do have with the lore, with Warcraft, I would say the story was pretty decent. But if you don't know anything about Warcraft, it could be confusing. They do kind of brush through some things as far as naming of places, locations, who people are, what the different races are, and that kind of thing. So if you're not familiar with the source material, I would say the story is decent. It's not great, but it's decent. You can follow along to a degree. You'll have some idea what's happening, but we're not really here for the story anyway, for the most part. I mean, it's a fantasy movie. So we're there for the story, but we're also there for the fun factor, the excitement factor, the action, and the magic and other things. How does it rate as far as the fun factor? In my opinion, fun. I would give the movie as a whole a B+. Fun factor, I say it's up there in the A- range. If you enjoy seeing fantasy fighting, you enjoy seeing orcs smashing humans, you enjoy seeing some magic being put off, then you'll definitely get a kick out of this. Again, as a fan of Lord of the Rings, I would say story-wise, not on the same level, but fun-wise, definitely hits the mark. And again, if you're a fan of the source material, Warcraft, you're in for a few treats here and there. You recognize some names, some places, some people. You'll notice some little sound effects here and there that kind of harken back to either World of Warcraft or the Warcraft games, or even Hearthstone. So you'll hear definitely hear some familiar sounds. One thing I definitely heard was the nice Murloc little sound, or however it sounds, something like that. But yeah, that was pretty cool for me. How are the graphics? Well, graphics, special effects, it's always tough, in my opinion, with a fantasy movie to come across real and not come across as being cheesy. So I think for all of the straight CG scenes, it was A+. Excellent. They did an amazing work with the motion capture, with the modeling. It's just the facial expressions, it was very good. I would say, again, A+. When you mix them, the orcs with the humans, and you have the CG side by side with the actual live action people, it's not quite as realistic, not quite as believable. But for me, it still works. Again, I'm not there to see a serious, Lord of the Rings type of movie. I'm there to have fun, get some Warcraft lore in there, and just experience this world in a new medium. So from that standpoint, I think they did a really good job with the special effects and all of those things. I guess the last point would be acting. Now, again, I was having too much fun to really nitpick the acting. Some people could, but I felt like the acting was pretty decent. And this may sound weird, but especially for the CG characters. The orcs did an amazing job with their acting. They really did. I would say it was better than most of the human counterparts. So acting-wise, I give it 2 thumbs up. Overall impression is that if you're looking for a fun movie If you are a fan of Warcraft or a fan of fantasy movies, a fan of movies in general, definitely go see it. A lot of reviews will tell you that it's bad and corny and maybe didn't follow the lore perfectly like they should have, but that's to be expected. It's a movie adaptation of a game. And again, this game has had rich lore for, 20-some years now? So they've had a lot of time to build a following, build the lore through games and books, especially games which is so interactive, that, we're used to a more in-depth storytelling over, a long period of time. This, they crunched a lot of things into about 2 hours, which is difficult to do for anything. I mean, look at Lord of the Rings movies. Those 3 took up, the extended versions, about 9 hours over those 3 books. So for this, again, I would say it's not as deep as they wanted to get into it. And so they did gloss over some things, story-wise. You're not really sure why certain people are doing certain things. At one point, they even had the same person using 2 different names. Was that intentional? I'm not sure. Again, you'll see when you see it. If not, get back to me on that. If you want to go see it, go see it. I think it'll be money well spent. Again, if you got to rate it, A, B, C, D, F, we thought we'd put it in the B+ range. I myself on our team am kind of in the mid-range of lore with Warcraft. Javon and Mike were up high at the top with knowing what's going on. They even enjoyed it. So if you're deep into lore, you'll enjoy it. If you're not, you'll also enjoy it, but won't know quite what's going on. Fine anyway, the magic is pretty cool, so you'll enjoy that. Beyond that, yeah, go see it. And thanks for watching this review of Warcraft. And don't forget to, of course, like and subscribe. And we'll see you next time.